Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I am your teacher Mrs. Sara Ahmed from Defence Degree College. Today we are going to discuss projectile motion from chapter number 3. First of all, we will define projectile. What is projectile? Any object whose path is determined by the force of gravity and air resistance is called a projectile. A projectile is a two-dimensional motion because it covers horizontal as well as vertical distance. The path followed by a projectile is called its trajectory. While solving for projectile motion, we shall keep in mind two factors. The first one is that during the projectile motion, the acceleration due to gravity shall remain constant throughout the motion, and the effect of air friction will not be considered and is negligible. What are the examples of projectile motion in everyday life? A football kicked off by a player shows a projectile motion. Similarly, a ball thrown by a cricketer or a missile fired from a launching pad. Now there are two types of projectiles. The first one is half projectile. Half projectile is also known as horizontally launched projectile, as you can see from the diagram, that a body is thrown from a certain height above the ground. As the body will fall down, it will have two components of its velocity, Vx and Vy. Vx will be the horizontal component of velocity and Vy will be the vertical component of velocity. As the projectile will move downward, its horizontal component of velocity will remain constant, while its vertical component of velocity will keep on increasing as it will reach down. During this half projectile motion, we are going to discuss its two motions, the horizontal motion and vertical motion. Along the horizontal motion, there is no force and therefore no acceleration will be produced along the horizontal direction because Vx remains constant. While covering the vertical height or the vertical motion, the force which is present in vertical direction is the force of gravity, which will pull it down, and therefore its vertical component of velocity Vy will go on increasing. Therefore it will be having an accelerated motion where acceleration will be equal to acceleration due to gravity, that is g. We are now going to solve for a horizontally launched projectile. As I have told you earlier that the x component of the velocity remains constant, so we will use constant velocity equation to calculate the range or the horizontal distance covered by the projectile. X is equals to Vx into t, where x is the horizontal distance, Vx is the horizontal component of velocity, and t is the time taken by the projectile to reach the ground. Along the vertical direction, we are going to use second equation of motion. S is equals to Vit plus half at square. If we take the vertical distance S as equals to y, and since the projectile motion is a free fall motion, therefore A will be taken as equals to g. And since the projectile was thrown horizontally, therefore the initial vertical component of velocity is 0. Substituting all these values in the above equation, we get y is equals to half gt square. Second type of projectile is full projectile, which is vertically launched projectile. For example, a football kicked by a player. In such a situation, when the football is kicked or the object is kicked from the ground, the velocity shall be resolved into its two components, a horizontal component and a vertical component. As the ball will move up, its vertical velocity will go on decreasing, since it will be moving against the force of gravity, while its horizontal component will remain constant. On reaching the highest point, its vertical component of velocity will become 0, while its horizontal component of velocity will remain the same. As the ball will move down, its vertical velocity now will start increasing, as it will be pulled down by the force of gravity, and this is how a full projectile covered its motion. Vertically launched projectile can be studied easily by resolving its horizontal and vertical components which are independent of each other. As the object will be thrown up with making a certain angle with the horizontal, its velocity is resolved into its horizontal component Vx and vertical component Vy. Along the horizontal motion, since there is no force, therefore there will be no acceleration. A will be equal to 0 while Vx will remain constant. Along the vertical motion, we have the biggest force of gravity as the vertical directed force. Therefore, the motion will be a uniformly accelerated motion and A will be equal to g. As the projectile will move up, Vy will keep on decreasing, and as the projectile will move down after achieving the highest point, its vertical component of velocity will keep on increasing. Since Vx remains constant at any time, therefore we can write the equation for the final and the initial component of velocity as Vfx equals to Vix is equals to Vi cos theta. The initial vertical component of the velocity is Vi sin theta in the upward direction, and the final vertical component Vfy in the downward direction at any instant can be written as Vfy is equals to Vi sin theta minus gt. The resultant of these two velocities, Vfx and Vfy, can be calculated from the vector formula, where the magnitude is given as V is equals to under the root Vfx square plus Vfy square, and the angle theta which the resultant velocity will make with the horizontal can be calculated by using the formula tangent phi is equals to Vfy over Vfx, where phi is the angle which the resultant velocity makes with the horizontal. In order to calculate the maximum height, we are going to use certain equations. What is the maximum height? Maximum height is the vertical distance above the initial position that a projectile can reach. Using third equation of motion, 2as is equals to Vf square minus Vi square. We are going to substitute certain values. A is equals to minus g because the projectile moves up against the force of gravity. Therefore, we are going to use a negative sign here. Viy is equals to Vi sin theta, while Vfy is equals to 0. Why Vfy is equals to 0? Because in the diagram you can see that as the projectile will move up, on reaching the highest point here it will come to a stop for a moment, and therefore its vertical component of velocity will become 0 at this point, and after that it will move down. So at the highest point its final velocity will be 0. S will be taken as equals to h, the vertical height. Substituting all the values, minus 2gh is equals to 0 minus Vi square sin square theta, or h is equals to Vi square sin square theta over 2g. Another relation is time of flight. What is time of flight? The time taken by the body to cover the complete distance from the point of projection to the place where it hits the ground. To calculate the time of flight, we are going to use second equation of motion. S is equals to Vit plus half gt square. To calculate time of flight, we are going to take S is equals to h is equals to 0. Why is that? Because as the body is thrown up, it comes back to the same level that is on the ground, therefore covering no vertical distance. Hence we can write h as equals to 0. Putting the value above, we get 0 is equals to Vi sin theta t minus half gt square. Solving for t is equals to 2 Vi sin theta over g. We are now going to solve for a horizontally launched projectile. As I have told you earlier, that the x component of the velocity remains constant. So we will use constant velocity equation to calculate the range or the horizontal distance covered by the projectile. X is equals to Vx into t, where x is the horizontal distance, Vx is the horizontal component of velocity, and t is the time taken by the projectile to reach the ground. Along the vertical direction, we are going to use second equation of motion. S is equals to Vit plus half at square. If we take the vertical distance S as equals to y, there are some interesting facts for the projectile. In the diagram you can see there are different projectiles thrown at different angles with the horizontal: 15 degrees, 30 degree, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 75 degree. You can see from among all of these 5 projectiles, the largest range attained by the projectile is the one which is thrown by an angle of 45 degree. So for maximum range, the projectile is thrown with an angle of 45 degree. What else you can analyze from the diagram is that the height reached by the projectile is maximum for the angle thrown at a maximum value, that is 75 degree, while the projectile which is thrown at an angle of 60 degree has the second highest height. So this is all about the projectile. I hope girls that you have understood and will prepare accordingly for your upcoming assessment. Thank you.